So I'm in the mess of something inside of my business, and I thought instead of waiting until I have it all figured out or I have some like great teaching, some wisdom extracted from it, that I would simply share inside of the process, like just open the doors and say, hey, this is what's going on, and perhaps this can serve you too. This can serve you in your own business. This can serve you in your own leadership. How are you as a leader? How are you as you walk through the difficulties of your business, of your life, of relationship, all of these things? So for a period of time now, I've been going through what I feel like this like stop start of knowing deep in my soul that there is a greater calling for me, and a greater way for me to express and communicate and be visible and interact in the world. And then there's this like foot on the brake also going on simultaneously. And I was chatting back and forth with a friend recently about this, expressing this to them. And I know sometimes the optics from the outside can look really different. And that's why I wanted to expose and say, like, I am someone who, even though I am going through struggles, I'm still moving forward. I feel in some ways paralyzed, and yet I'm going to every single day, I'm devoted to looking inside of myself of like, what is it? What is holding me back? What is keeping me feeling unable to really take that leap or take that step or be the person who I know I'm here to be? And ironically, of course, we often teach what we most need to learn. This is what I support my clients through. And this is the work that I'm inside of myself every single day as well. Being very deeply grateful for the life that I have and the life that I'm living and the business I've created and my clients who are incredible humans, and continuing in that process of expansion, of evolution, and of like fine tuning, of becoming more masterful inside of myself and listening deeper to those impulses, those whispers, that calling forward. And the truth is, my calling forward is to work with leaders, with people who are already very successful in their life, who have a lot of energy that they're pouring into their vision from their heart. And that can be all, walks of life, all kinds of people that would define themselves in that way, of someone who is self-led in their life, someone who is so devoted to moving beyond the visible, to working in the unseen realms, because that is where the magic is. And I get it. The ego will keep us believing that we have to see it first and then we can take action. And that's how we completely put our power outside of ourselves. So once I get this, then I can do that. Or once I have the evidence that everything's going to be okay, or that I am successful, or that I will be approved of, or that people will like what I'm going to put out there. All of that way of being is really what dampens our light and dampens our spirit. And it is radical. It is radical in this world to go against the grain of the collective blah. It is radical to take a stand for yourself, to say, no matter what my life looks like in this moment, I know I am here for more, and I am going to show up as the one who is in the more, who is operating from her soul self. And this is a practice, and this is a devotion, and this is something that I think is worth fighting for, and is worth getting up in the morning and looking deeply inwards and communing with source energy. Because really that's, I believe, what everything comes back down to. It's our relationship with ourself, and ultimately our relationship with what we believe Creator is. That will determine everything. That will determine every filter or lack of filter that we're living our world through and living our reality from. So I don't have any answers. I have lots of questions. I have lots of questions, but in this moment of feeling somewhat paralyzed, of stepping into that next level, what I'm doing is being very gentle with myself, not making myself bad or wrong, not making meaning out of it that's going to take me down a path of like judgment and fear. I am communicating with my coach around this, who is a lifeline, who is such a beautiful stand for me. And this is what I love so much about coaching and being coached, is holding that light when for my clients when they wobble, because I can see the divinity inside of them. And we all need a person and people and community who can see us in those moments where we wobble. And this is where I feel like it is invaluable to work with someone that you trust, that you adore, but not put on a pedestal. This is important, that there's no hierarchy in who you're working with, that there's no above or below. So I'm being loving with myself, and I'm leaning into the areas of discomfort. I'm saying the things that feel uncomfortable to say because of that fear of judgment, or I guess that's what it is, right? Just like, oh my God, I'm afraid someone's going to think something about me, that maybe they'll write something about me that will be unfavorable. It's so bizarre when I actually work it down. And then the deeper is to caretake that inner child part who's like, this feels terrifying. This actually feels threatening. So holding all of that is super important, and not losing sight of sense of humor, not losing sight of the bigger picture, and getting really clear about like, who am I? Who do I want to be? Because state of being is everything. How do I want to show up today? If this is my last day, if this is my last communication with you, how do I want to show up, and what is my intention, and what is the impact that I would love to make, whether it's like one person on the planet or 50 million people on the planet. What is the quality of vibration that I wish to impart? And so thank you for your presence. The quality of vibration I wish to impart is the quality of deep faith, of trust, of freedom, of expansion, of love, and of adventure, and having some fun along the way. Life is supposed to be fun. It's not fun all the time, but it can be a lot more fun when we make that a choice. So I'd love to hear in the comments below your thoughts, your feelings, what you do when you find yourself in a wobble or in a place of one foot on the gas, one foot on the brake. Has that happened to you? And if you'd like to go further together, join me inside of Phoenix, an incredible community of women who every single month we are diving into incredible topics of abundance, of inner child work, of intuition, of energy healing, of all of the facets and factors and elements that make our life and our business somewhere that we want to spend our time and spend our energy. So much love to you, and I'll see you soon.